Good evening, folks. It is Thursday evening, April the 18th, and we wanted to show you a place that's very close to our home. It's kind of a little local gym that we have here in Caldwell County. We are in the town of Lenoir, about 10 miles north of our house, and this is a place that we actually used to come on our dates. We would come up here. This is the Broyhill walking park. This was opened sometime back in either the late 1980s or early 1990s, but it's a very, very nice spot to just relax, exercise a little bit. We used to come up here a lot and walk around. We've been, I can't say we've been as regular as we should have been, because it is, like I say, 10 miles from the house, but we wanted to just show you around tonight the Broyhill Walking Park. Now, the name Broyhill in Caldwell County is synonymous with furniture and politics. Senator J.E. Broyhill was, well, I just said senator, he was a congressman, and then for a brief time was a senator for the Republican Party from North Carolina, from this area in fact. And also you may have Broyhill furniture in your home. I think Broyhill did close down and cease operations in 2018, but at one time it was one of the largest furniture companies in the country. I also remember watching Price is Right one time, and part of the giveaway was some furniture, and it actually was Broyhill furniture made right here. So you may have some in your home. This was a big furniture area for a long time. And in fact, Lenoir itself was once called the Furniture Center of the South. I think High Point now maybe has a little bit more furniture production than what we have here. But at one time, a lot of your big name furniture brands, Broyhill, Kincaid, Bernhardt, Fairfield, a lot of those were right here. So this walking park, like I say, it's been around for a while now. There's times of the year when the floral displays here are absolutely amazing. We're seeing a few things tonight. It's not as brilliant as it has been, but this is just a beautiful little pond that you walk around. You can see turtle, ducks, a
bunch of fish in the water.
Bunch of fish in the water. Yeah, you can't fish. So anyway, we're just going to kind of walk some of that Highway 55 burger off tonight and get a little bit of exercise here at the Broyhill Walking Park. So look down here in the water and we see several turtles and a bunch of little bluegill just waiting to be fed. That tells me that they know where to gather for food. You're technically not supposed to feed the wildlife here. I'll show you that on the rules here in just a minute, but all those fish can't be wrong, so evidently people do. Because that's obviously what they're expecting right now. There's like 70 or 80 bluegill down here in the water.
Five and a half.
Yeah, he's a little over 5 pounds.
Okay. Who do you get to groom yours?
Yeah, since we have Yorkies, we like seeing other people with Yorkies.
Yeah,
so
I couldn't resist.
they had 2 and we had 2. Now there's a big old snapping turtle right there. I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all something now. Do not mess with a snapping turtle. Don't get your fingers anywhere around his mouth, because I've never had it happen, but I've seen what those things can do. There's another one right there, a big one. Once they latch on to something, they don't like to let go. I kind of had one bite a stick I was holding one time.
So is that the snapping turtle has tail and the other one's regular one?
The big one with the long tail, it's a snapping turtle.
And then that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, look at them all come.
So anyway, here is the Broyhill Walking Park. Here's the pond. Beautiful evening to walk. Okay, so right here is at the beginning. You walk under this little shelter here, and we'll go over a couple of the park rules here. No smoking here, no vaping. It's a good rule because you don't have to worry about it being thrown down the ground and making the park look bad. So also they do ask that you not fish and do not feed the ducks. So I guess you can feed the fish and the turtles. I was wrong about that. But they don't want you feeding the ducks. They don't want the ducks to become dependent on human food and handouts. So if you want your hat, I guess that lady's selling them there. I've seen that before here. So got a rhododendron. That's a big one blooming here. Now rhododendrons are more prevalent in the mountains, and they will not bloom in the mountains for probably about June. So, but at this elevation, they're coming in a little bit earlier. Okay, so you're greeted by this sign at the very beginning of the path. And here are park rules. All animals must be on a leash, or I guess otherwise enclosed, like in the stroller here. You must clean up after your animal. Do not feed the ducks. No fishing. No picnicking. Video surveillance at various locations in the park. They ask that you don't skateboard, rollerblade, or ride a bicycle. And it's only a walking park. And if you witness violations, there's the numbers to call. So, but I like, you can hear the cars on the highway, but I like the sounds of nature. I'm hearing
Birds chirping.
birds chirping, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a sign over here that's going to tell you how many laps equal how many miles and so forth too.
So let's see. Couldn't get a good view of the ducks up close. I tried to zoom in from a good distance a moment ago. I'm a little closer now. So basically this gives you an idea of how far you've walked. It is 2,288 feet around, which is just under half a mile. Of course, a mile is 5,280 feet. So you got to go around it more than 2, not quite 3 times to do a mile. But there's the scale. Let me get up a little closer to that. So if you go around it 20 times, you have walked almost 9 miles. We're going to do it 20 times tonight?
Probably not.
I've always kind of thought the structure there, and again out here at the end where the bathrooms are, kind of reminds me of like a Japanese restaurant.
Kind of oriental like.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
But you just walk along right here. There's benches along the way. And I was really hoping for more flowers, to be honest with you.
I thought there was a lot more azaleas.
We have come in October before, and there's a lot of things blooming even then. I don't know what they have out here that will be blooming in October, but I remember that one time I was kind of impressed by it. He's gonna come right up to me. Here comes his buddy. So here's the first bench to stop and rest, and I will say if you're already tired, you're probably not up for this, but we just started. It's probably just so you can sit and relax.
Yeah,
So,
look at the water.
yeah, just kind of have a peaceful moment. Because we're not even like 2 minutes in yet, but I do see something blooming way up here on the left that's going to be pretty impressive once we get up to it. Alright, so we're going to step over here to this little area. I'm impressed with the number of rhododendrons here. Yeah, well, that's the elevation. We're only we're under 1,200 feet of elevation here, about 11. I think Lenoir is about 1180 in elevation. So things are going to bloom here much quicker. You go to some of the higher areas that are known for rhododendron, like Craggy Gardens and Roan Mountain. You're talking around my birthday, middle of June, when they're in full bloom. So they're a good 6 weeks ahead down here in the seasons. So let's go up here and check out what we think is this big azalea up here. Look at all those blooms on that. Let me back up a little bit to get... That's beautiful. Alright, so halfway around our first lap, we do come to the restroom area. I understand these were renovated just a couple of years ago. I don't really see any difference. I'm not sure if I've ever been in. I'm sure I have, but anyway, that's where the restrooms are located, about halfway around the loop. And again, it's only what, 5-minute walk to this point. And down there is where we started from. Some more azaleas back here behind the bathroom. Now what we have here is a dogwood starting to bloom, and if any of you know anything about North Carolina, that is our state tree. No, I'm sorry, it's our state flower.
Oh.
Our state tree is a pine tree.
Oh.
Our state bird, do you know our state bird?
It's a cardinal.
It is a cardinal.
Yes.
But that is our state flower. So I misspoke when I said tree.
I would have said that.
What is our state motto?
I don't remember.
What's the Latin? Esse quam videre. What does that mean?
To be or not to be?
Well, you actually got the first two words right. It means to be rather than to seem.
Okay. The other one was Shakespeare, wasn't it? To be or not to be.
So, I'm sure I'll take your word for that. I'm impressed. You got two words of it right.
Oh, there we go.
So I guess that's a little Japanese. Is that a Japanese maple?
It is. And those things
I bet that would be pretty in the fall.
I bet it would. They have the big buds on them. Peonies, and I've got a bunch in the backyard. Those things smell amazing when they're blooming.
Shaughnessy had an incident a few years ago with a flowering Bradford pear tree. Tell them about that, because Shaughnessy loves to sniff flowers.
I love flowers, love the smells of them. And we have two big ones that were blooming.
But this is before we had any.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I went over to it and sniffed it, and I was like, shoot!
It's the only flower in the world that smells like fish.
That smells like fish. And Derek got such a kick out. He always is, now he'll say, you know, like Shaughnessy running across the field and sniffing a flower, then instead of it just being a graceful, beautiful moment, shoo!
Well, that's what she says. She just goes over and puts her nose in. I hear shoo. Yeah, if you've ever smelled a Bradford pear blossom, you understand.
Yeah,
they do not smell good at all. So, what's that thing there? It's kind of interesting.
They probably trimmed it to look like.
I'm sure. But
I don't know.
trying to look at the leaves. Is that some type of? No, that's not a maple at all. I don't know what that is. I'm sure somebody will know and tell us. I don't know. Again, they've got plenty of benches spaced out along the way if you just want to sit and relax and pray, think, unwind, whatever. Kind of good to do things. I like to do things like that rather than just always being in front of a television or on a phone. It's just nice to
Sit outside and
in nature and listen to the sounds the way they're supposed to be.
Yep, I agree.
So these I think are myrtle trees. Now that don't even look real, but it is real. So a moment ago on the other side I zoomed up on a little waterfall with a red bridge. We are now getting ready to cross that bridge. So I'm going to see what I can see of the fall from here. Not a whole lot. Just a little bit there. And here's from the other side of the bridge. Look at all the white flower petals that have fallen into the water there. Yeah. And covering the rocks. Now, about halfway down the back half of the loop is this little side detour here. I've always liked this. So we're gonna walk up in there. It's like I said, it's a little detour off the main path. I remember liking this little area, so maybe that's why. Now this thing right here, Shaughnessy's gonna go over and stand and tell us what that is.
It's once you.
Oh, that's pretty neat. That still don't tell us what it is. Yeah, don't tear it off there. So, I'm sure they don't appreciate that, but
I was gonna say it's a twirling wave of Lenoir.
yeah, I don't think that's what that is.
I don't think it is.
So, well, what is it though? Do you know?
No.
I don't either. So if
I
any
guess if it was windy, it would blow.
if any local knows what that's there for,
When I worked in Lenoir, I'd come over sometimes on my lunch break.
okay,
And walk.
I'll take your word for that. So again, little shelter there, Japanese design. It almost looks like fall the way that Japanese maple is starting to turn there. But it's not, it's April. So this is a little smaller pond. I was wondering what that noise was. Somebody's got a little remote control truck over there. One thing I love is the reflection of trees or mountains or whatever on water.
Yes.
We'll get to see a little bit of that this evening. So we're now at the top of the little detour and I'm sitting on a bench. And what a nice place to just relax.
I'm gonna sit with you.
Nothing like hearing the sound of rushing water and birds and a remote control truck. If the truck weren't there, this would be very nice. But very peaceful. So April in western North Carolina is the time for azaleas. That's another thing too that doesn't bloom until much later on the higher mountains. When we did the Gregory Bald hike, that was in June, and the azaleas up there were actually not even at peak yet. They were starting. You're usually in peak around the third weekend of June if anybody wants to do that. Very hard but very rewarding hike. The last time we did it, it was perfect. It looked like almost like a fairy tale up there, like a dream. So many colors. This last year, it stayed cool and had not really warmed up yet. It was like still highs in the 60s through June, so that kind of delayed the blooms a little bit. And my birthday weekend, there was some, but check out that video if you want to see what thousands of azaleas look like. But down here in this elevation, they bloom in April. And they do ask also that you do not climb on the rocks, and I think the reasons for that should be pretty self-explanatory. That could be a bit dangerous. Now, we were just talking, and I don't know if they do, but at Christmas time, if they decorated these trees, that'd be a sight to behold. I doubt they do.
I doubt it.
It would probably take away from just the nature feel of it, but I tell you what, that would be a pretty nice little display. So here's a little bit of the history of how this park came about. It says it was originally established in 1938, but trust me, it did not look anything like it does now. From Thomas H. Broyhill. I don't know what relation he was to J.E. Broyhill, who was obviously the the furniture entrepreneur and also the politician. I'm sure they were related. But a city pool was built here in 1947. I remember that pool. I never swam in it, but I remember after it had quit being used, it stayed here for years. There was just like furniture in it, and the water was brown. It just absolutely looked terrible. This is a great improvement. Do you remember the restaurant that used to be over there called the Hungry Bull Restaurant?
No.
Yeah, that was way, way back. I mean, when I was little, in the 70s. I guess you hadn't even moved down here maybe at that point. So
basically it was completed in 1992.
and we met in 1992,
we were
didn't
dating
we? Yeah.
then.
So it was new when we started coming up here.
Mm-hmm.
Hope y'all are able to read that. Tell you one thing, it looks a lot better now than it did when that pool was no longer being in use and just sitting there collecting trash and debris. So it's been here 32 years now. So Shaughnessy seems to recall the bench that we always came and sat on, but you're saying it's not here now.
It was facing the water, so there's a little outcropping over there, unless it used to be there. I just don't see
well,
it.
we were going to show you that bench where some of our greatest arguments started. No, I'm kidding. No, we would just come up here when we were dating and sit and talk and hang out. But I actually thought it was that bench facing back towards the restroom.
I just don't remember it facing that way.
Yeah, I don't know. But I could be wrong. It's been a while,
It's been a few
31
years.
years as of last week. Well, no, actually, we were dating before that. We were married 31 years ago last week. Got somebody paying me a lot of attention right now. One thing about them things, they ain't scared of nothing. But I'm not scared of him either, so that makes it even. He's just curious. No reason to get emotional or have a meltdown. He's just wanting to look at me. Now he's backing off a little bit. So those things there, they look like an umbrella almost. Right now my friend's coming a little bit close. Here. Come here, bud. See if you can land in my hand. Come on. Come here. Go ahead. He just keeps backing up. You're all buzz and no action. He's checking me out though. He ain't wanting to go on. He'll go right behind me, and I'm going to have to get up for that one because I want to be able to see it. Yeah. There's a couple under that bench. So apparently I'm invading something that they're protecting. They've not been aggressive or anything. Just kind of want to know what I'm doing there. Yeah. So, I don't mind them being in front of me, but when I have two underneath me and behind me, I'm going to sit back down now. They're still hanging around me a little bit. Several of them now. And in case you're asking why I'm still sitting here, it's because the old adage usually is true. If you don't bother them, they don't bother you. Okay, so Shaughnessy is saying that our bench used to sit right down there. You know what, standing here, that kind of does seem right, but you said there used to be a fountain.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was straight out there.
Well, is that it? Is that it out there?
There's something sticking there, and there's something over there in the center. There used to be like a fountain.
Okay. But, anyway, that would have been way back in 1992, and then, well, I don't know if, I doubt we came in the winter. We got married in April of 93. That's when the blizzard had just happened, the blizzard of 93, so I doubt we were up here then, so probably in 92, late 92, the year before that. Yeah, that blizzard of 93, that should have been a sign of things to come. But I'm kidding.
Good things.
I actually was helping y'all move that night in a big truck, and I got stranded going home at night.
Yeah.
That night. That was not a night to be moving. It had been warm the day before. The blizzard of 93 had been like 70 the day before, and it started snowing Friday evening when we moved you. By the time I was trying to drive home, there was a solid 6 inches on the ground. So I took the truck back when I was done with it, and I had a Ford Thunderbird at the time, 87 Ford Thunderbird.
Love that car.
Yeah. And I did slide off into the ditch going home, and I was stuck. And thankfully, there were two guys in a pickup truck, and what they were doing that night, just being good Samaritans, they were just out looking for people that needed help and pulling people out, and not taking a dime for it.
That was very nice.
Yeah. So they could have been anywhere in the county, but they
Lord knew you needed them.
yeah. So they came and pulled me out. I did make it home, and I think we proceeded to get about 16 more inches out of that snowfall. So that was called the storm of the century, blizzard of 1993. Smoky's got it even worse. Mount LeConte got 63 inches. Gatlinburg had 3 feet. So I remember that pretty awesome. So if you remember the blizzard of 93, how much snow did you get where you are? And don't exaggerate. That was a big snow. So anyway, that was, what, 3 weeks before we got married?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was still maybe a little bit of it on the ground, I think, and just in patches and shady areas down here.
I think so.
Then in the mountains, there was still quite a
Yeah.
bit left. But anyway, a long time ago.
It was.
That's very pretty, the way that bench there is. It kind of sits back, but it's framed right between those two white azaleas there. I don't have any food for you. I'm not supposed to feed you. But they're obviously expecting it because somebody over there is feeding them against the park rules. How are you? I'll let you touch my hand. No, there's nothing in it. Okay, well that concludes our tour of the Broyhill Walking Park here in Lenoir, North Carolina. We are going to put the camera equipment up and walk some more around it, but I did want to just bring you a short video featuring this little, I mean honestly I wouldn't think anything this pretty would be in Lenoir, but it's just a nice little kind of, I won't say hidden gem because a lot of people know about it, but it's just
a very nice
if you happen to be in Lenoir for any amount of time, you want to check this place out. It's beautiful all the year long.
Yeah, they do keep it very well manicured. And,
so hope you enjoyed it. You got anything you want to say about it?
I enjoyed my evening, enjoyed my walk, and reminiscing back to our dating days. So, yeah, beautiful place.
Yep. Yeah, just walking around here kind of brings back those old memories of where we used to come quite a bit, actually.
Yep.
So anyway, yeah, hope y'all enjoyed this. It's a beautiful area, beautiful azaleas this time of year, but you can pretty much come any time of year and just admire the beauty of it. But we're glad it's so close to us. So if you like this video, like and subscribe.
Give it a thumbs up and follow us on Facebook.
And thank y'all for watching, and have a blessed day. Yeah.